Congratulations. If you're watching this, it means you've probably failed at happiness. Good. That's the first step, because only those who've tried and failed deserve to learn the art of eternal misery. See, the world loves selling you happiness, self-help books, morning routines, how to be your best self nonsense. But let's be honest, you've tried. You meditated, journaled, smiled in the mirror like a psychopath, and said, "I am enough." And still, you feel empty, right? Perfect. That means you're ready. Because being miserable forever isn't just a failure. It's a lifestyle. A sophisticated, carefully cultivated philosophy. A religion of disappointment, practiced by millions, yet mastered by few. So today, I'll teach you how to do it properly. How to destroy your peace with style. How to sabotage every spark of joy before it even begins. And how to make sure that, when your life flashes before your eyes, you'll regret every single second of it. Welcome to the dark art of misery. Take a deep breath, and let's begin. Let's build your misery properly, like a true architect of emotional collapse. Step 1. Expect everything. Expect life to be fair. Expect people to understand you. Expect the universe to reward your good behavior. You see, expectation is the seed of disappointment, and disappointment is the holy water of eternal sadness. The higher you expect, the harder you'll fall. So dream big, but only if you love the sound of your own heart breaking. Now, step 2, compare yourself. Constantly. Because why enjoy your small victories when you can look at someone else's highlight reel and hate your own life instead? Scroll endlessly, feel inferior, and remind yourself that everyone else is ahead. Even that guy who still lives with his parents somehow has a better camera, a better jawline, and a better life. Perfect. You're doing great. Step 3. Avoid gratitude like the plague. Gratitude is dangerous. It can ruin everything. If you start noticing what you already have, you might accidentally feel peace. And we can't have that, can we? So instead, focus on what's missing. Convince yourself that happiness will come when you move, when you get the job, when you find love, when you finally become someone worth noticing. That way, you'll spend your whole life chasing a horizon that never arrives. Step 4. Believe that everyone owes you something. That's right. Act like the universe is a customer service department that forgot your order. You did your part, so where's your reward? When you think the world owes you, every inconvenience feels like an insult, and every obstacle feels like betrayal. And slowly, without realizing it, you'll turn bitterness into your only form of comfort. And finally, step 5, never sit in silence. Because silence is dangerous. It forces you to face yourself. So fill it with noise, music, drama, gossip, endless scrolling. Anything that prevents you from being alone with your own thoughts. Because if you ever spend time in stillness, you might discover something horrifying. That your misery was never the world's fault. It was yours. But don't worry, we're not there yet. For now, just keep feeding the void. Keep nurturing your suffering like a pet. You're still at the beginning of your journey to eternal misery. Welcome to the foundation of misery, where self-sabotage meets self-awareness, and you mistake one for wisdom. Peace is overrated, right? Who needs calm when you can have chaos, handcrafted by your own thoughts? Here's how to make sure serenity never finds you again. Step 1. Overthink absolutely everything. Don't just think, marinate in every possible scenario until reality becomes irrelevant. If someone takes too long to reply, assume they hate you. If your boss frowns, assume you're getting fired. If a stranger laughs behind you, it's obviously about you. Analyze, dissect, reanalyze. Let your brain chew on problems that don't even exist. Remember, inner peace can't survive an overactive imagination. Step 2. Take everything personally. Someone forgets to text back? A declaration of war. Your friend cancels plans? They've secretly despised you for years. The weather ruins your mood? The universe must be punishing you. You are the center of the world, the axis upon which every inconvenience revolves. This mindset is beautiful because it guarantees a lifetime of offense and emotional instability. Peace doesn't stand a chance when every shadow feels like an attack. Step 3. Make your happiness conditional. Tell yourself you'll be at peace after you fix everything wrong in your life, after you earn enough, after you look perfect, after someone finally validates your worth. And here's the trick: after never comes. You'll chase peace like a dog chasing its tail, exhausted but convinced that the next spin will finally catch it. Spoiler, it won't. Step 4. Keep score. Always. Count every favor you've done, every compliment you've given that wasn't returned. Remind yourself constantly of how much people owe you, emotionally, spiritually, karmically. Because what's more peaceful than quietly resenting everyone around you? Let that resentment simmer until it becomes your personality. It's not toxic, it's just self-respect, right? Step 5. Resist acceptance. Never accept things as they are. Argue with reality. Demand that life be different, fairer, more tailored to your preferences. When something painful happens, refuse to learn from it. Instead, replay it until it becomes part of your identity. Acceptance ends suffering. Resistance immortalizes it. And we're here for immortality, aren't we? And lastly, step 6, pretend to be okay. Smile. Post motivational quotes. Say, "I'm fine," while your soul is bleeding quietly in the background. Convince yourself that pretending is healing. That if you fake peace long enough, it'll magically become real. But peace doesn't bloom in pretense. It grows only in the soil of brutal honesty. And honesty is the one thing misery can't survive. So go on, destroy your peace efficiently. Numb yourself with distractions. Argue with fate. Feed your insecurities like they're sacred pets. Because true peace isn't stolen by others. It's surrendered, one anxious thought at a time. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You don't actually want to be happy. You want to feel like you're trying to be happy, while secretly clutching your misery like a favorite childhood toy. Because misery gives you identity. It tells you who you are when the world forgets. It gives you something to complain about, something to analyze, something to feel. And in a world that's numb and overstimulated, feeling anything starts to feel like proof that you're alive. You say you want peace, but deep down, you crave drama. You want chaos that validates your pain. You scroll through sad music, stare at the ceiling, and imagine yourself as the tragic hero of an unwritten story. Because being broken gives you purpose. Healing? That's terrifying. It would mean letting go of the only version of yourself you've ever known. Pain has become your comfort zone, and the mind loves what it's familiar with, even if it's killing you slowly. Think about it. You replay arguments that ended years ago. You stalk the past like an addict returning to the same drug. You say you're searching for closure, but what you really want is to reopen the wound, to feel the sting again. Because peace is silent, and silence is unbearable when your identity depends on noise. Misery gives you a story to tell. It turns you into the misunderstood philosopher, the deep thinker, the one who feels too much. You romanticize your suffering until it becomes art. You wear pain like a badge, as if bleeding makes you profound. But the truth is, pain doesn't make you deep. It just makes you human. It's what you do with it that defines you. The paradox? You're addicted to misery because it gives you control. When things go wrong, you already expected it. When someone disappoints you, it just proves your theory that the world is cruel. It's safer to live in that loop. The predictable misery of nothing ever works out. Because if happiness came, you might lose it. And losing something you love hurts worse than never having it at all. So you build your prison brick by brick. Fear, self-doubt, guilt, nostalgia. And then you decorate it. You call it being realistic. You convince yourself that contentment is for naive people who don't understand how cruel life really is. But maybe the truth is you don't understand how beautiful it could be. Because here's the ultimate twist. Freedom isn't found when the pain stops. It's found when you stop needing it. When you stop feeding on the comfort of your own misery. When you stop clinging to sadness like it's proof of your depth. Pain is not your home. It's just a visitor. And the day you stop serving it tea, it will finally leave. You say you want peace, but the moment silence enters the room, you panic. It's funny, isn't it? You beg for calm, but can't stand what calm actually feels like. Because peace has no background music, no drama, no chaos to blame. It's just you, and that's the problem. Stillness is unbearable when you've spent your life running from yourself. You crave distraction like oxygen. You open your phone not because you're bored, but because silence starts whispering truths you don't want to hear. So you scroll, you binge, you fill the void, anything but listen. Because peace doesn't talk to you with fireworks. It speaks in the quiet, and the quiet is where your demons wake up. You've built an entire personality around noise. The playlists, the notifications, the mental clutter, they've become your shield. Without them, you'd have to face the question you've been avoiding your whole life. Who am I when there's nothing left to distract me? Peace feels unnatural because chaos feels like home. You confuse stillness with emptiness and noise with meaning. You think if life isn't burning, it must be dull. You mistake adrenaline for purpose and exhaustion for achievement. It's not that you don't want peace. You just don't trust it. Because peace doesn't beg for your attention. It doesn't chase you. It doesn't validate your worth every 5 minutes. Peace is passive. It's quiet confidence. And you were taught that if something doesn't scream, it must not matter. But here's the cruel irony. The very thing you're running from is what you claim to be searching for. You want clarity, but drown yourself in noise. You want rest, but glorify busyness. You want meaning, but can't stop scrolling through the meaningless. You've mistaken stimulation for life. You've mistaken distraction for direction. And every time you get close to peace, you sabotage it. Because chaos feels like control, while peace feels like surrender. And surrender scares you. It means letting go of the illusion that you can outthink the universe. That if you just keep moving, keep planning, keep running, you'll somehow escape yourself. But no matter how far you go, your mind follows. It's the only luggage you can't lose. So you run until you're exhausted, then complain that peace never stays. But peace was never gone. You just never stopped long enough to notice it. The truth is, peace doesn't arrive like a miracle. It's not something you find. It's something you stop resisting. It's what's left when the noise ends, when the pretending ends, when the running ends, and when you finally sit in silence. Really sit. You'll realize that peace was never hiding. It was just waiting for you to shut up. You were promised comfort, and you bought it with everything that made you alive. Look around you. Soft beds, fast delivery, instant answers, on-demand dopamine. A world so convenient that it's made you allergic to effort. You don't live anymore. You consume existence. You call it freedom, but it's just a padded cell with better graphics. Every struggle that once shaped humans into thinkers, builders, and dreamers has been replaced by apps that do it for you. You used to climb mountains. Now you order peak experiences in HD from your couch. You used to fight boredom. Now you panic if you go 5 seconds without stimulation. You become addicted to ease. You don't chase growth anymore. You chase comfort disguised as self-care. You scroll motivational quotes while avoiding anything that might actually challenge you. You wear laziness like armor and call it mental health. You're not resting. You're rotting efficiently. Convenience has made you fragile. Your patience? Gone. Your attention span? Traded for a hit of digital dopamine. Your resilience? Outsourced to coping mechanisms. You've become the product of a system that profits every time you choose comfort over effort. And you think you're in control. You think it's your choice to relax, to rest, to do nothing. But here's the secret. You're being trained. Every click, every tap, every swipe, it's behavioral conditioning disguised as leisure. You're being rewired to associate discomfort with danger. That's why reading feels like work. Why silence feels like punishment. Why doing something difficult feels wrong. The cult of comfort doesn't want you to suffer. It wants you to numb. Because numb people don't rebel. They don't question. They just exist. Quietly. Comfortably. Consuming. And the worst part? You think you're winning. Because the bed is soft, the fridge is full, and your phone loves you back. But deep down, you can feel the dull ache of a life that's too easy. A life that doesn't ask anything of you except your attention. You've mistaken peace for sedation. And the line between rest and decay is thinner than you think. Comfort kills slowly. Not with pain, but with pleasantness. It erodes ambition molecule by molecule until you wake up one day and realize your dreams expired years ago. And you didn't even notice because Netflix auto-played the next episode. You want to know the irony? Every luxury you have was built by someone who refused comfort, by hands blistered from work, by minds restless for meaning. And here you are, surrounded by their achievements, using them to avoid becoming like them. You call that evolution? No, it's surrender. You've traded freedom for frictionless living. And frictionless living means no growth, because growth is friction. You think you're safe in comfort. But comfort is the most dangerous place to die, because it doesn't hurt, it just happens. You fade quietly, scrolling, snacking, sleeping, believing that staying comfortable is the same as being alive. But life, real life, isn't comfortable. It's raw. It's uncertain. It's brutally honest. It demands movement, effort, awareness. And the day you stop choosing discomfort is the day you stop evolving. So go ahead. Turn down the volume on your ambition. Wrap yourself in the warmth of "I'll do it later." Watch the world move while you stand still, comfortably numb. Because in the cult of comfort, everyone's happy. No one's alive. You keep saying you love your freedom. You post quotes about protecting your peace, about choosing solitude, about cutting people off. You wear loneliness like a brand. Minimalist, clean, sophisticated. But here's the truth you won't admit. You're not free. You're just alone. Freedom means choice. Loneliness means you've run out of them. You've built your own prison, decorated it with self-help jargon, and called it independence. So here you are. You made it to the end of the manual. The how-to guide for eternal dissatisfaction. If you followed every step, congratulations. You've successfully built your own prison, and even decorated it with motivational quotes. You've compared yourself to everyone, worshiped comfort, escaped silence, and mistaken noise for life. You've mastered the art of making yourself miserable without anyone's help. That's the beauty of it. No one had to ruin your life. You did it all by yourself. Beautifully, efficiently, consistently. But here's the twist. The moment you realize it was you all along, that misery was self-inflicted, self-fed, self-rewarded. You've already cracked the code, because awareness ruins the illusion. Once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. And maybe, just maybe, that's where peace starts. Not in some perfect morning routine, but in the chaos you finally stop running from. So go ahead. Keep pretending you don't know. Keep playing the part. Or pause, think, feel, and maybe stop performing for a world that forgot what silence sounds like. Because the only true rebellion left is peace.